Hello everyone, I am finding this community so cool and supportive, so I decided to share my experience as a nurse. BW, I'm a Filipino nurse working in Canada. There's a lot of other Filipino nurses here, so most of the time, I don't quite feel away from home. But sometimes I get too spooked at work that I want to go back home. Here is one of my scary encounters. It happened when I used to be a relatively new nurse in this hospital. I was assigned to the burn center of the hospital and I had a young patient. Let's call him Danny. He accidentally got scalded by hot water while playing in the kitchen. Despite his injury, you could say he was an energetic child. He always greeted me when I attended to him. But one day, Danny seemed noticeably down. He was just staring while I was talking to him. I asked him how he was doing. He just looked at me, almost in tears. I asked again what happened, and that's when he started telling me. He said that last night, he woke up in the early morning and saw someone standing beside his bed. The person was dressed in white like a nurse and just stared at him. The nurse then signaled towards his burned arm. Confused, Danny followed the nurse's gesture and brought his hand closer to the nurse. He said the nurse held his arm and inspected it closely. Danny said that the nurse's hands were so cold, it was as if they had touched snow before touching him. Then, the nurse supposedly licked his burned arm like a dog. That's when he got scared and started crying. I got goosebumps hearing this from Danny. I was scared too, but I didn't show it to Danny and told him I would find that nurse and scold them. I immediately reported it to security and we checked the CCTV to find out who the nurse was. But on the CCTV, we clearly saw Danny looking at something in the distance. He reached out his hand, but there was no one else with him. And just like in his story, he started crying afterwards. I got even more scared from what I saw. When I visited Danny again, I told him that I had scolded the nurse, responsible for what happened to him, and that it wouldn't happen again. But as I was saying that, I noticed Danny was looking behind me. My thoughts raced. Could the creepy nurse standing behind me? I didn't want to find out, so I just ignored it and quickly walked away. That's it. I hope you like this story. If you do, please let me know and I'll share some other stories.